Hey guys, so right off the bat, I would like to apologize that I did not make a video last week. So for this week, I'm actually going to be trying to make 3. The reason being is because Curse of Osiris really just came out that week, or a couple days after I made my first video. So I wanted to really get a feel for it before I really started talking about the mechanics or what they added, the different things that are new. Obviously now I can probably talk about what people think about it, because a lot of people are hating on it. A lot of people do not like what they did with this first DLC. But I will still be doing this first video. It's still going to be about PvP and how that's changed. Hey guys, it's Fish Fosh. So like I said, let's get started with this multiplayer player versus player video. Right off the bat, I'm going to talk about the Prometheus lens and how that was ridiculous. Xur sold it. Then the trials was not stopped, or wasn't canceled. So I'm sure there's a few people who were able to go through it flawless just using the Prometheus lens. It was I tried it for a bit, and I played multiplayer just to get the Call to Arms engram, and it was insane. I can't believe that a gun like that was even put out, and that Xur sold it, and again that trials went on with its normal schedule. Like, it wasn't put on hold or anything like that. I'm glad that they fixed it. I'm glad that they nerfed it and made it so that you can actually use skill, because I hated it so much. I hate trading. I hated that whole idea of just gunning someone down, and it was so easy to kill. At the same time, you could be killed quite easily, so it was kind of annoying. It was just pretty much trades for me, and I didn't like that. So they fixed that, and I'm happy about that. So the gun overall, it is good, and it's one of the additions that I'll be talking about in the later videos. So PvP, I love this category just because it's one of the ones I know that you could play for about an hour and a half without really getting bored. Mainly because I know my friends and I are kind of competitive. We like, obviously everyone likes to win, but you want to be able to win, and you want to be able to dominate when you win. So I like those kind of matches, and I enjoy the map so far, to be honest. Like, the maps feel really balanced. There's a few that I don't like, especially when you're doing control, just because, when you do control, you're always thinking that you got to capture B first, because you already have A or C, right? So it's just kind of imbalanced, I feel, in some maps. But overall, the categories and the way that the game goes on in Clash, even in survival, any sort of category, I'm enjoying it right now. So to be honest, that's PvP for me, and that's the reason why I think they're doing the ones that don't like have a lot to do with control, not really so much Clash, because it's just common to think that you got to cap B first, but obviously as we played multiplayer, you find that maybe B and A is not the right combo. Maybe A and C might be the better combo. So, in terms of imbalances, there's some games where you just win depending on where you spawn, and I feel they kind of, they can't really change it at that point, but, in terms of that, there is that imbalance. Now, let's talk about, weapon loadout and what I think you should go with. After the patch, obviously, Prometheus lens has been nerfed, so if you're going to use it up against a Mida and someone who really knows how to strafe, you're going to really have a hard time now, and I'm grateful for that because I love the Mida. To be honest, I suck with the hand cannons. I can't do it. No matter how hard I try, I always want that radar. I don't know. I feel insecure without it. So if I'm not playing the Hunter with the Knucklehead radar, and I can't see what's around me, I will not be using a hand cannon. And most of the time I am playing with my Titan, and I enjoy playing with a Titan, so I will always have the Mida in my primary, and then my energy weapon would either be like Uriel's Gift, Last Dance, or Last Hope, one of those two or one of those three. And then I don't use the heavy as often, but a rocket launcher or a sword probably is your best bet. Like, some of the grenade launchers are okay, but I don't know, man. I can't aim with that thing. So when it comes to just normal competitive or Crucible PvP, it's simple. It's easy. As long as it's harder when you're playing solo, obviously. Like, if you're trying to go for wins and you want to complete your Call to Arms in 4 games instead of like 5 or 6, you want to be at least with a group of, at least have another friend with you, or have a complete team, because that'll just make your competitive or your Call to Arms exotic engram, like, you'll get that a lot faster than you would if you were going by yourself, obviously. But again, it's just a lot easier with the callouts, and if your team is actually working together, that makes competitive or even quick play a lot easier. Now, I'm not saying be an absolute tryhard and go off on like quick play or competitive, but it's the perfect time for you to find different combinations, especially with your team. You get to know who is good at what. There's obviously going to be a guy who's a good role player, and you'll see that based off the damage each of you do at the end of the game. So if your team's well balanced, everyone should be hitting around 3,500 to 4,000 damage, around there. And if that's the case, everyone should be having a similar amount of kills. So that's really where you want to figure out how your team works, especially because if you want to go and do well in trials. Trials is probably I enjoy it just because of the fact that you can show it off, especially with the aura that you get behind your head. You also get, if you did flawless already, it just adds on your tracker, and it's just so much more fun to show off in that way that, okay, yeah, we beat people and we went flawless, right? So if you're really working towards a really good PvP team, have it so that you're constantly playing with these guys so you know their style, so you don't have to adapt and change all the time. For example, my team, there is two of us who really take the kills most of the time. I don't even know if we're kill stealing at this point, but yeah, me and my friend are always taking the top usually, and I know for a fact that the other two, although they may like kill it at other games, I know for a fact that they're better role players than I would ever be, just because I can't do the things they do, just like the same way how they probably can't flank as well as the other two, but we all have that versatility to kind of change it up. So if one guy is slacking, the other guy can kind of pick it up, and that's what you want, especially when you're playing PvP. In my opinion, though, the Hunter is favored so much by Bungie in PvP. It's insane. First, like I already talked about it, the Knucklehead radar, like giving you the radar already, it's insane. Why do they get an exotic? Like that's a true exotic. Like I said, I'm insecure without the Mida because I don't know my surroundings as well. Like I rely on that. It's not even really a radar, like that sensor or whatever you want to call it. I rely on it so much that my KD plummets. Like it's disgusting. It becomes nasty. So I need the Mida, or either that or I'm playing with my Hunter. When I'm playing with my Warlock, I hate it, first of all. I can't blink for crap, so it's insane. That's just sad. But I know some other people do it, and it's amazing how they can just blink and make you, like, they can cross you up, so it's insane. But again, so the reason why I think the Hunter is favored, like, you reload when you dodge first place. Like, you have that capability of doing that. It's just the amount of things or perks they have for PvP is like almost, I feel, unlimited. When I play with my Hunter, my KD skyrockets, right? So it's just, I feel that that's sort of the imbalance. Of course, if you really get good in all, like, let's say there's a really good Titan, for example, their mobility is probably insanely fast. They're not really worried about recovery, just because, like, if you can dodge and run away, if you can kill and then, not die and, like, avoid the enemies, that's what you want. You got a point without losing a point. So that's really what you're trying to accomplish. So I've seen some really great Titans. I've seen some really amazing Warlocks. Like I was saying, they can blink and they can do it in a way where they'll juke you so hard that you look like an idiot. Of course, the heavy comes into big play here. Usually, again, if I'm playing the Hunter, I will use a sword just because it's, you're slicing people and you're doing it camouflage. So that's probably an amazing and a good perk. It's not to mention that smoke grenade. It's endless. The Hunters just get everything, I feel, in PvP. It surprises me that people are even saying that, oh yeah, the Hunters are like, they need to buff the Hunters. Like, okay, what else is there to buff? Like, if you play Trials, more often than not, a team that you will face will be a team mostly composed of Hunters. That's how good they are in PvP. Now, what I see in the future with them, and I really hope that they add more categories. This is where I kind of go with, I feel they're lacking in this category, is the fact that there is not enough game types. I feel like you're always playing, well, is it like 3? Yeah, you got Supremacy, you got Control, and you got Clash. I'm pretty sure I'm missing one, but that's in competitive. But, for quick play, it's 3, and then the way the maps kind of work, it's more often than not, you're playing the same map twice in a row, or if you're playing 3 games, you're going to play the same map twice, 2 times out of 3. So I feel like they need to shuffle that up a little better, or have a better system where they can actually shuffle that, because sometimes I'm just playing the same map over and over and over again. And of course, for Trials, you have no option. You're going to be playing in that map. So regardless, I just feel that they need to have a better system in shuffling the maps and the types of games you're playing. maybe adding another game type will be really good. I know they've added different ones, especially for trials, but it gets kind of repetitive, especially if you're trying to do the weeklies, you're doing the call to arm, you just want something different. I want something different. The other thing is the trials is probably, it's a little, I would say it's a little easier just because I think it is now based on elo. So that's like your highest rank. That's how they match you up. And all you got to do is, if your elo is too high, that means you're facing guys who are just destroying your team. Just lose a couple games and start from the beginning again. Like, I think my friends and I got ranked platinum at one point. So we started playing against the guys who were just killing us. Like, the score would be, if it was the bomb, like they would win 4 rounds. Actually, they would like sweep us. We wouldn't win a single round. So there are points in the game where you can actually just be like, okay, I gotta, drop my elo or drop your highest rank or whatever your highest skill you want to call it. So you can actually compete at your level. But it's also fun because you can see just at what level you are. Now we know that platinum is the lowest level of platinum is where, if we wanted to get better, we'd have to continuously play just so we can do it up. But yeah, overall, I feel PvP is probably the one most people feel safe with, and they want to play that game or game type. Just, it's, again, I don't get bored. I enjoy it. I have a decent KD. It's around like 2.1. I'll see if I can put that up in the video actually. But yeah, so it's been really fun, and I hope they continue to improve it, just because, again, this is one of the things that a lot of people like. So they should notice, and Bungie should understand that they need to make it better, not keep it the same, because if they keep it the same, and with all the negative stuff I'm hearing about Curse of Osiris, they really, really need to make sure they step it up when it comes to keeping PvP good or improving it. Just, again, you don't want to lose the people who actually enjoy that, especially me. Like, I love that, and I'm a big Bungie fan, so yeah, don't hate on me, all right? We'll talk a little bit more about, what I feel about how the community's reacting and what I personally think about Curse of Osiris in the coming video. So if you like this video, and if you want me to do more PvP, if you want me to be more elaborate, like on this map, if there's certain maps you want me to talk about, certain game types you want me to talk about, leave it down in the comments below. And again, if you like this video, leave me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be talking a bunch about Destiny. Obviously, Curse of Osiris is just about a week old. And don't get me wrong, I'm trying to play other games, especially like Wolfenstein. I'm enjoying that right now. So I'm going to try and put videos up about that also. So I'm not just limited to Destiny. All right, guys. So again, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.